Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm out here once again with Cooper for service dog training. Cooper's here for, this is phase 4. So again, focusing more and more on responses. So here in this video, I'm going to begin to, again, focus in on the assist to stand response. So as I do this, I'm going to be rewarding him, okay, for better moments. Okay, this is all about increasing expectations. So Cooper's been doing really well with his owner, in stores, with these responses. So things are coming along very nicely. So here, this is again just kind of more repetition, more focus on, again, I have the chair out here, so setting this up so he's performing responses, say from a seated position where he's able to push off. So I'm going to be beginning to to line this up, and again, he's doing really good. And so again, based on his age, he's still developing. Understand, he's still got more growing to do. So this is only going to get better and better as he starts to fill out a little bit more. But again, in really good shape. Okay, in terms of where we're at, doing really good with like picking up objects. So here the stand was the same thing. So when I'm doing this again, understand in terms of the transitional part of this. Okay, this is where again, in terms of how a dog appears. Okay, I encourage you to really kind of put that in proper context. We see dogs that will look kind of not liking, look a little depressive, okay? You'll see that on my videos with dogs, especially at the beginning, okay? But it's all about moving through a process, and again, just consider the parenting example as kind of the way to kind of frame this up, to understand, the issue or context of appearances. Again, I use the ice cream truck example. You can go watch the video on that to really help understand, how to reconcile the response by way of relationship. Understand, it's all about depth. So here, same thing. Cooper will have a little look to him where, I really don't like this. I'm liking this a lot better from the beginning, but because again, understand, it's all lining up. This is why it's 2 weeks with the owner, 2 weeks back with me. Go back and forth that way because it's about how it mirrors up. Okay, how your change is happening through me, but then through the owner as well. So it's all part of the transition, how I do that. So here, as I move with Cooper, again, I'm going to be giving him praise. I'm going to be rewarding him for better moments. But again, I'm still generating those responses. So here is a tendency to kind of want to move away from me, so a little bit. So I want him to be very close when I'm doing the assist to stand. So I'm kind of be corralling him in a little bit. So again, this is still part of the shaping part of it. So I'm shaping these responses in a very intentional, consistent way. Okay, so that therefore when he's doing them, again, just merely off command, which is going to happen more and more as this moves forward, it's going to line up just perfectly. So here the expectation needs to be set. Okay, there's a certain standard. So when I'm doing this, I'm really aware of that. So there's something to be aware of. You don't want to settle, okay, for second best. You want to settle for, okay, he's moving away from me 6 inches, and that's kind of good enough. I'm going to reward him for that. Don't do that. When you're doing the assist to stand, the dog needs to be really close and tight to offer for leverage. Okay, so we want that closeness. So when I do this, I'm aware of that as well. So I'm going to start to do this with Cooper, and again, let's take my time. I'm going to do a few moments. He's here. This is like day 1, so just kind of getting this going here a little bit again. And making this can be a really nice kind of fun, enjoyable exercise. Okay, you start getting into this point of the process where really his perceptions are changing really at a very good level. You start to you kind of reap the benefits now. Okay, this is more like kind of like the fun stuff, whereas before it seems like more kind of work. Okay, like this is like work. Now it's like, okay, this is getting fun now, because you're starting to see what a dog truly can do. Okay, that's the thing to say. You start to see the true potential of a dog really coming out, which is what's happening with Cooper. So here, it always starts from a sit position. I give him the command. I'm going to move him with the leash here a little bit to help to generate or shape that response. Reward, and be putting pressure on him, so I'm going to be pushing on him a little bit, and then rewarding for that as well. So right from here, I'm going to move forward here. I'll line him up a little bit. I'll keep him in a stand position. I know the tendency is he wants to kind of move away from me. So here for the first few movements, I'm just going to bring him in close. Because here's the thing, as I do this, I don't want to get right in. This is a good example. If I notice he's trying to slide away from me a little bit, I want to move him in first before I even get into the response. Right here, the expectation is set. Get that established first. So we'll move around here a little bit just with that first. Get him rated nice and tight. Get that going first. So before doing anything else, make sure the dog is aligning properly. Because there's a reason why dogs don't want to be right there. They want to be out some because they know what you're doing. Okay, this is about relationship. So he's coming again, bringing him really nice and tight. I'm setting that standard first. Now, once I get that somewhat set, now I can, work off of the command itself. Stand. Good boy, good boy. Now see if he's still trying to do it. And so I'm going to bring him out here a little bit. Bring him out. Bring him in. Do it again. Stand. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. Good boy. That's better. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Stand. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to bring him in here again. Put him back into the sit. So here, you see this is all about lining it up. So again, I don't want him moving out too far here at all. I want him in nice and tight. Really nice and tight to me here. So again, I'm assessing it. As I move him up, if he's too far out, that'll become my focus. Because I said, this has to happen first before I get really focused on right here. So see, just like that. I'm going to do this a couple times more. I want him right here. And those dogs, because that's the thing about the power play part, right? Because at a certain level it becomes a bit of a power play because there's a reason dogs don't want to be like right here. It's like the shadow coming over them. They want to be out in front, they want to be out here a few inches or behind, okay? Here I'm telling them, no, you gotta be right beside me. Like I said, once I get that established, stand. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy. So right here, good boy. Bring him forward. Bring him in here again. Stand. Good boy. Stand. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, stand. Good boy. Stand. Good boy, good boy, good boy. So here a little trick too when you're doing this, and these are like kind of like little tricks here, is that when I'm moving them forward, if I want to kind of firm up the position, the response for assisting me for accepting weight, I'll do it so I can tell how his hips are kind of going, where the tendency is for him to be more firm that way. It's like almost like manipulating his walk, so to speak, so that I'm catching him at certain moments where, okay, I put pressure on him right now. He's not gonna try to go into a sit position because his legs are kind of wonky. Not wonky, but they're kind of not in a position where he can get back easily. He may want to, but so there's certain dynamics here you can do here